You're listening to The Burning Truth. Hello ladies and gentlemen, dude and dudettes, I'm your host Matt Burns, and I will state it's been very busy, a busy schedule for myself. There's been quite a few things happening, and well, for myself, as I have been doing some wrestling myself, I've had to cancel attending the show due to some reasons which I will discuss bit further later in the episode, when we get to it. And there's plenty to talk about for this week's episode, and I can honestly say I'm looking forward to it. But let's get straight down to business with this week's episode, which is we got to get down to wrestling. Which first topic is, as always, I will be mentioning about the UKWA will be releasing their next member of the roster, or next members of the roster, who knows? It could be a single individual, or it could be a tag team. We will have to wait and see. But we will, nevertheless, please check out the UK Wrestling Alliance's social media tomorrow, as they will be releasing the next roster reveal. Could be an individual, a team, who knows, could be even more. But as for recently this week, I was actually at United Wrestling on Friday night, and I can also say, I even managed to do a bit of tag team wrestling with White Tiger against the, Myatt Legacy, the Myatts, Keith Myatt and Ryan Myatt. I can also state, I'm not going to say who won and everything, because as I don't usually do the big, I try to avoid, putting spoilers out there in case there's any, way of being able to find out as such. If you want to find the results, you can just find out by checking out on the social media of the wrestling, either on the wrestling website or on their social media. But one thing I will state about that match. For everyone that was involved and for the crowd that were there, thank you for being there. It's absolutely great honour, and I can also state one thing: absolute massive honour to wrestle against the Myatts. Massive. I've known them for a long time, and Keith Myatt especially, because of two reasons. One of them being the fact that in a way, I feel as though I wouldn't even be Matt if it wasn't for Keith Myatt. As for the reason behind that, anybody who ever actually sees him, ask him to tell you the story about it. I'm sure he'll be more than happy to tell you about it, as every time I do see him, he does mention it, but every time I hear it, I don't mind listening to it. I could listen to that story day in, day out, because it was such an amazing memory, and something I'm proud that happened. But with that, fantastic show, great night that was. But need to move on. Which originally I was going to be attending Shropshire Wrestling Alliance on yesterday. Unfortunately, I was unable to attend that event because of a certain. Unfortunately, as much as I have stated I attended the Friday show, that was only because I had to call in a massive favour, which could not have extended to the Saturday, unfortunately, which was that on Thursday. The Burnsmobile decided to pack in, and which means that unfortunately I was not able to get around as much and be able to sort out as much business. But even though I couldn't physically be there, I had other business to take care of, which is why I also had a massively busy schedule. And due to having no motor, I was due to not having motor, I was unable to attend SWA. I was able to attend United because I had to call in a favour to require a lift. Unfortunately, I did not have that ability on the Saturday, which was unfortunate. But it was such a shame because from what I've gathered, it was an absolute fantastic show. One that I can honestly say shouldn't have been missed, but I wish I was there to watch. Really annoyed that I wasn't able to be there. But as for today, the whole reason why I am actually doing this episode as a pre-recorded episode is because I am attending FCW Future Championship Wrestling today, which is the reason why this episode is pre-recorded, and I will be also most likely be doing commentary with Christopher Drew, the UKWA General Manager. I hope his ego is still in check. Oh wait, it's always running amok. But then again, it's always entertaining and fun. So I will be there. That's where I will be currently most likely be. Either be or most likely be heading from, depending on the time frame of the show. That is the reason why this is a pre-recorded episode. Now, with all that all sorted, that seems to be quite a bit of British wrestling. I will get back to a little bit of British wrestling later on, but let's get over to the American stuff, which is WWE and everything, which is straight away we've got some news about, the state, a stable that is making a special reunion, which is Evolution, which is Triple H, Ric Flair, Randy Orton, and even Batista is going to be making a special appearance for SmackDown 1000, which for the special, which will be on October 16th. And I can also state that will be very special because, especially with Triple H, because he's usually meant to be on Raw, especially with Stephanie McMahon being, running Raw, but they might be doing this special because of one major factor being it'd be for the actual 1000 special, and also the other reason being that Randy Orton is exclusive for SmackDown, so that could be the other reason why they're actually doing it on there. But regardless of it, it will be something I will be wanting to check out myself. So that is on October 16th. Now, some news has been, one storyline on SmackDown that has caught a few people by a lot of interest is the current storyline involving Lana, with the Aiden English throwing accusations. Now, Lana has gone out and stated that the WWE aren't going to go down the route of some sort of sex tape route, some sort of scandal, involving cheating, sort of. It's most likely going to be something else because Lana herself has even stated that, the public is always after a big massive scandal. I don't think it would be very PG. Well, Lana is assuming that it's not very PG for the actual audience that will be watching the feud continue on WWE, but all of it would have to most likely pass through Vince McMahon's judgment, who has the final say in the current feuds as such. But there will be no case of that happening at all, which the supposed rumour is that Lana and The Rock did something, is from what it's looking like, because it looks like they're bringing up an old past storyline, but that might not be, that most likely won't be the case. As for what the actual case is, we'll have to wait and see what is revealed. Only time will tell. Now, a lot of people may have not noticed this, or may have not realised that Maria Kanellis has been cleared to return to action after a year and a half away from wrestling from the WWE. Now, the reason why this was, they've had time off is due to her becoming a mother. Such a, top-notch reason, and she also, if I'm not mistaken, broke her wrist. So we had to require that to be checked upon and made sure that everything's okay. The actual announcement of her being cleared as such was announced on their podcast, which is the Mike and Maria and Wonderland podcast. So check that out if you are interested in hearing that announcement yourself. As much as if I'm the first one to hear it, that's great. I'm breaking shocking. You're the first to hear from myself, but if anyone wants to see that check out the Mike and Maria in Wonderland podcast, where you could probably find out more information in regards to what's currently going on for them. Now, at this moment in time, Tenille, I have to get this right. I do apologise if I mispronounce your name. Tenille Dashwood, former WWE superstar Emma, has been offered a Ring of Honor contract, which I will state, congratulations to Miss Dashwood. Very deserving of it, because I can also say, top-notch wrestler, fantastic. I can also say I appreciated Emma a lot more when she dropped the ditzy babyface angle and was more serious. Fantastic wrestler, but at this moment in time, even though she has been offered the ROH contract, she is actually currently on the injured list with a shoulder injury that is requiring surgery. As for when that surgery will be, there's been no date selected for that, but that the deal could be inked anytime soon, despite the injury, which, if she does sign the deal and everything, congratulations. Hopefully that could lead on to even, much more down the road. Now, for the last piece of news I want to be mentioned, or last piece I want to be for wrestling I want to be discussing is next week is Pro Wrestling for You's Oscarmania, which is a charity show that I will be actually even attending myself. And because of that, next week's episode could be a pre-recorded episode due to possibly time constraints and everything. If it is that I can get back in time to do it live, I will do it live. If not, it could be a pre-recorded episode. So I just thought I'd mention that, just in case if anybody is actually wondering what is going on. But next week is Oscarmania, and interesting fact is, I will be wrestling Perfect Paul James in a loser wears a chicken soup match. So if anyone wants to check that out, please go to the Pro Wrestling for You social media, and find the link for the Oscarmania page for tickets, because all the tickets sales are actually not going to Pro Wrestling for You, but they are going to charities, which I absolutely would appreciate. If anybody is getting tickets, please check this show out, as it's all for a great cause. And with that is all I've got time for this week in regards to the wrestling news and everything. So I'm just going to move on to the plugs, which is, please check out UKWA, also known as UK Wrestling Alliance, UKWM, also known as UK Wrestling Media. They do fantastic footage work and everything. JG Printing and Stitching, I've always got to give credit for their printing and stitching stuff. Great with t-shirts and everything. And I want to give a massive shout out to the charity Mind, because I've done some work with them and everything. We've done been at charity shows involved for them, and it's always a great cause. And another charity I always give a shout out to, which is Changes UK, for health and well-being. Please check them out as well. It's something close, because the information that they do actually provide on their website could actually potentially lead to information that could either help yourself or someone that you might know, and could be proved very useful. Which, with that, the help that you may find on the information you might find on there could help somebody. You never know, so please check that out. As always, check out Team 4-Star, especially with their Dragon Ball Z Abridged series. Check out bands such as the New Breed and Kamans, who are always seem to be releasing some new music, new material, and are absolute great bands to check out. I want you all to check out Botchamania. As always, you're welcome, Matthew, and glad to be back to returning to getting the weekly shout in. Hopefully the weekly shout in every week as much as I can. And check out Barely Average Studios, which is a YouTube channel that does game reviews, and of course check out Fatal Misfire, which is game live stream gaming, which the link for that is twitch.tv/Fatal Misfire HD, which they actually usually are streaming on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, which the time they usually start between 7 PM and 9 PM GMT/BST time, which is they'll start at any time between then. So please give that a bit of a check out if you're into your gaming. And as of course for the last shout out, please check out that's not the last shout out. I want you to check out your local wrestling on social media. For example, Pro Wrestling For You, United Wrestling Live, and everything, and all the above. Because always check them out. Because you can potentially even win tickets on there just by giving out a like, a share, subscribe, and everything. Check them out. It's always good to check out your local wrestling, as I've always stated at the end of every episode of The Burning Truth. And I'm now going to give the last thing to shout out, which is the Burning Truth website, which is www.theburningtruthuk.com, where you could be possibly listening to this episode on there. Okay, this week's is not live, but you will most likely either be listening on there or on the Speak website or on YouTube. You can also listen to past episodes, past broadcast episodes, past interviews, show reviews, either be it written or audio. We've got some snazzy merchandise, fancy t-shirts, and also some office mugs as well, which do actually make great Christmas presents. Well, not just Christmas presents, also great gifts as well. And as I've always stated every week, I will be doing a blog, but need to get around to doing that. But for the time being, due to a busy schedule, I will try to get that looked in and sorted. I will have to at least do a lap once I've actually got a blog post out. That's for sure. It's also it's a website, another way of contacting The Burning Truth directly by going onto the contact page. There's also a links page, which some of the plugs I've already mentioned are already on there. I will hopefully be adding some more on there, but just to mention as well, if you do actually have some unfavourable content on there that you may not like, that is their views, not The Burning Truth, but that's just what I'm stating. And to please check out The Burning Truth social media, which is we are on YouTube, we are on Facebook, we are on Instagram, we are on Twitter. Okay, Twitter one is a bit different, so I'll just spell it out, the Twitter handle for it on there, which is WRESLING4THWALL. And as always, that is a wrap up for this week's episode, and I hope you all stay well and stay safe. I will hopefully catch you next week. If not, I will at the very least get an episode out for you. But but for now, till then, stay well, stay safe, and as always, please check out your local wrestling.